Sean, let's talk about the ugly brother of the fat shot.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thin shot. It's that one that hits the ball too low, too screaming across the green, right? The four long kind of thing, right? So we've all hit that shot, and
The thin ball.
The thin ball, right? Thin to win until you're hitting an approach shot, and then you're not going to have much
In
fun.
the parking lot.
In the parking lot. So we're going to show you what causes the thin shot. There's really two big reasons, or two ways to hit a thin shot. We're going to show you how to fix it, and then we're going to show you how to really start to accelerate the correction. And the opposite of the thin is that solid compressed iron shot.
Okay, Mike, let's talk about the two main reasons for the thin shot. And in today's video, obviously, we're not going to cover everything in the backswing because we know things can get off track in the backswing that can most definitely cause you to make some of these motions to hit the ball thin. But for all intents and purposes today, let's say you have that pretty much ironed out, right? And you're still, if you have a good spot at the top, you're still hitting thin shots.
Right, and we've done a complete, it's our #1 selling video series actually, the Flight Fix series on our website, AMG All Access. We'll have a link down below where you can actually see from address all the way to where we're going to pick it up here in this video. So we certainly recommend you doing that because there is a lot of ways that this can start to happen earlier in the backswing. But today we're going to focus on kind of the
last phase.
As it's happening,
the
last phase.
The last phase, you know, why you're hitting it fat. And like I alluded to a minute ago, there's two reasons people hit a fat shot. So let's start there, right? The first reason I would say, we'll call it, I meant thin shot, sorry.
Yes.
The first reason, we'll call it a steep thin.
Yes.
Okay? A steep thin, by my definition, I think I got this from Hank Haney years ago. Got to spend some time with him, really good guy, and he had a lot of great thoughts about the swing. And the steep thin was when the golfer swings over the top, really steep position, or you could even be on a decent plane, but you're making a body movement that's moving your low point too far in front of the ball.
Right. It's coming down like if you position the ball here, and let's say the ball's sitting on a runway, right? You want to land this club more like airplane landing rather than this steep. I think that's what you're talking about, this steep drastically.
Yeah.
Almost coming down sharply into the back of the ball.
Yeah, so yeah, you could be steep down this way, but you could also get that plane wanting to land here and it lands over here.
That's exactly right.
You
might miss the runway.
Yeah, you're missing the runway. So for all intents and purposes, you're getting the blade, the bottom edge of the club, too much in the middle of the ball.
Your low points, put that back up there.
Yeah.
Your low point's way out here somewhere rather than right around in here.
Exactly, so that's the steep thin, okay? The second one, we'll call it a shallow thin. You've got the club shallowed out because you know you're trying to swing down a little more from the inside. You hang the body back, but you've got your body so far back or the club unhinged so much, it's so shallow that it would crash in the ground back here.
Right.
To avoid that, you start bending the arms and bending your wrist because you don't want to hurt yourself pretty much, drive the club into the ground. So you bend the arms, bend the wrists, and again, you caught the middle of the club. So that's your shallow.
You're almost always going to see the hands, or you will always see the hands, actually. Do that again.
On that one, they're going to be back.
They're going to be back here by this rear leg as you're touching the ball.
Absolutely.
And how good you time it, your lie or whatever is going to determine how thin it is. And we see this a lot with the driver.
Yeah,
because the ball's sitting up there on the tee, we see that this massive upward angle of attack, and we did a lot of talk about that in our Rory video. You can be super thin and have a super upward angle of attack, and you're not going to hit the ball very far.
Exactly, you're trying to hit it a little bit higher in the face.
That's right.
So hanging back that much, that gives you the shallow thin. Steep and moving too far in front of it gives you the steep thin. What we want to do, like we said, we want that club coming in almost like an airplane coming into land. But we want to do that, we want to get the downward from having a little bit of shaft lean.
Right.
So if that shaft is leaned ahead a little bit, that's going to give us just enough down, but I can have the shaft lean without being extra steep here. And I think that's the key takeaway for this video.
The angle, right, that everybody likes provides the down. If there's a forward shaft angle coming into the ball, there's going to be down.
Yeah.
But that's not you driving the hands down or driving the hands forward.
Or chopping wood or however you want to do it.
That's exactly right. And we really introduce this into some detail in our Pros versus AM series, Creating Lag. And that's where we're going to kind of pick up with this. It's what can allow you to have the hands in position so you're swing and angles are providing enough down so the body can provide the up. So they kind of neutralize each other and you get those really solid iron shots that everybody wants.
100%. And for all intents and purposes, when you do what Mike said, when you get the arms and the creating some down and the body creating some up, you create this nice little flat spot down here where you get that compression, a little bit of shaft lean. You just nip the turf, right? You have a little bit of down.
Safe landing of the airplane, right? It's not whoom like that, or it's not way out crashing, missing the runway. So the overriding concept with that is this lead arm needs to be off the chest. It doesn't need to be across the chest, because when it's too far across this chest, this shoulder pops up and these hands are always too far behind the leg or on the leg. And it's not something you can recover from that point in the golf swing.
Exactly, and you can sense that. You just put your left arm on the club and swing it to the top. If I leave my left arm where it is and just turn, which was a lot of you are doing, you have to raise the left shoulder excessively, and then you have to start casting, right, which would get you here. The other bad part or the thin shot would be if you spin excessively this way and leave the arm up.
If you try to be passive and just rotate, you're going to bring both of them.
So to fix both steep and thin, steep and shallow,
easy for you to say.
Take the club up to the top, let your left arm start working back down again. Your left thumb's going to get away from your right shoulder as you're turning and shifting your weight. That'll put the chest over the ball. From there, you just let the wrist kind of release, or have your release action happen here kind of at your delivery point, which is in front of the waist, and the club will come down shallow.
That's exactly right. And the area of the swing you're looking at, since we're only talking downswing, is when this club shaft is parallel to the ground again, you want to see your hands in front of this rear leg.
Yeah, somewhere near that rear leg.
Compare this, doing it left arm only, with your normal swing where two hands are on it, you're going to be seeing more like this. You can't recover from, you can't get this angle to happen this late in the swing, right, to produce the solid strike. You're going to have the thin, you're going to bring in fat, you're going to bring all the nasty stuff in play.
And the good thing about this drill, you just doing it with the lead arm and lowering the arm again, not only are you going to be able to fix this lead shoulder climb, which gets the low point back and causes the thin or the fat, by the way, but it also, when you just lower the lead arm as you rotate and get it away from your right shoulder, you can see the club planes. If I leave my arm up and have an upper body dominant motion, that steepens it, right? And if I leave it up and I know I'm trying to hit from the inside and tilt, you can see that gets too far underneath. So if I can rotate and shift and let this arm work down, just put my hand on it. But you can be somewhere, we have windows of opportunity, I guess you would say, or acceptability. If you're somewhere in here and it's a level to the ground, that's fine. As long as you get pressure on this leg, you start pushing up with the left leg. You can see, you can practice this little drill. I'll move away so I don't hit Mike. You can practice this little drill where you stop here and sweep, and we'll get to that in the next section, but that's a great way to practice.
I think a lot of golfers feel that they're going to be too much of a downward angle attack, too steep into the ball doing that, and it's the opposite actually that happens.
Yeah, you can unload these wrists and shallow it.
You get that flat spot you talked about when the hands are in position here, and it's, you know, this back here is going to crush you. This right here is where you want to be, and it's this arm that's allowing that to happen. Is a lot of golfers will lower the club by tilting the body. Right? So that's what you want to avoid, and just kind of that overall motion that you demonstrated with just the left arm only is really the motion we're looking to create. Now let's come back with some drills to show them how to ingrain that. All right, Sean, so we're really going to kind of look at this last bit of the swing and really give you a drill to kind of, we'll call it starting at the delivery phase of impact, and show you, one, how to do it. Then you're also going to get the benefit of feeling how to do it. And when you're on the golf course, you only got your feels.
Exactly.
Right? You don't want to be mechanical. So this is going to show you how to do it, and then you're going to really feel how to do it, and those things will start to translate into your normal swing. So let's talk about it.
Okay. So take my normal setup. I'm going to take the club back to the delivery phase here, which is kind of in front of my hip. I've got the wrist cocked at about a 90.
So right? It's above shaft parallel. We're going to go above it.
I've got some pressure on my left foot. I've got a little bit of turn on my body here.
This is very important. When guys, we prescribe this drill a lot, and they'll send us videos and say, I'm not sure I'm doing this right. They will be at basically address or backswing position with their weight and try to do this drill. This is not what you want in the real swing.
Remember, at this point, you've already made your shift.
You want to already be on this front side when you do this.
You've unwound a little, but still basically pretty square with the body, or a little bit turned, right? So from here, what you're gonna do to deliver that flat spot,
Yep.
right, or get the flat spot and have a little bit of shaft lean with very little angle of attack, is you're gonna stretch out your lead side.
Yep.
Your left shoulder's gonna go back around, your left leg's gonna start straightening, and you just let the club almost drop on the ball. I don't want you using a lot of force here. Just let the club kind of drop, right?
Yeah.
Because that motion of taking this around will let the club line up with your arm.
We've done this drill with plus handicaps, with scratch golfers, and everything on up to 20 handicappers. And the very first time guys try this, they'll either top the ball, or we even have some guys that miss it completely.
Yeah, toe shanks.
Because they're so used to trying to hold angles
and
down
manipulate
here that they don't even get the club on the golf ball because it's that out of sequence. So you're going to have to do exactly what Sean said. You're going to have to drop the club onto the ball, but you're going to be able to do it because the body's going to be in position.
And important, even more importantly, or as important, getting the club in position where the butt of the club is kind of pointed at the target line, right?
Yep, yep.
And now when I just move my body up and around and let this kind of, I can just hold on to it very light with my fingers, I can get the release that I want.
So you're not anymore now trying to hold this lag angle.
Or steer it.
Yeah, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah, let it release. The back of your left hand should kind of square up, and that'll get the ball in a sweet spot.
All right, so let's fire one off face on. I'll scoot out of the way a little bit, then we'll do one down the line.
Okay, this right here?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just go real easy, right?
Yeah, real easy.
So here, I'm kind of preset here, right?
Yep.
Just gonna drop it on the ball and see if I can make contact. I shanked it.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Let's try one more. I'm not real happy with that.
Yeah, so this drill is not easy to do. So go into it knowing you're going to hit some really terrible shots.
Let's try that one more time.
Okay.
Caught that one a little too much up the heel. So I'm recentered. I'm on my left side. Club's ready. Left shoulder backing around. Right on the button, see?
Yep.
So I learned the first one, I tried to do it with just my hands. What I needed to do was take this left shoulder back around, and that hand pass starts curving up around, and that squared the face for me.
And this is exactly what's going to happen when you try this drill. That's why we cannot stress how slow it needs to be done at first, because if you hit the first one off the hosel like you did, you knew exactly why that happened.
Tried to guide it with my hands.
That's exactly right.
I need to go back
If he would have
around.
went at this like a 100-yard shot, he would have not known, and he may have hit another one and get frustrated, quit on this and do something else. So you want to do this slow. Now let's do one from down the line.
The slower you go, the more awareness increases.
Right. That's exactly right.
Okay.
All right, so what I want to see when you start this is I want to make sure there's enough of the club head behind you to create a little weight, because you're starting here, you're not pumping it up.
Right.
So don't start with the club right here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of angle to it from down the line.
And get it inside the hands a little.
Inside the hands.
Now when I go, it's going to release down.
So you can have some momentum there, exactly.
Plus it's coming in from inside the target line.
Exactly right.
All right, let me give it a shot. Right on the
you go.
button. And that was no manipulation. That was, I could do that one-handed really.
And all we did was just brush the top of the grass. He didn't crash into the ground. There was no thin, there was no fat, it was just a pure contact.
So once you learn how to do it from there, what I encourage you to do is tee up a ball, go slow motion to about halfway back, and then go through and try to do the same thing. What you're gonna sense is trying to feel like you let this left arm work down as the weight shifts to the left, right? Now I can go back around with my body. That club is gonna just barely brush the ground because you're getting the up from the body, the down from the release, and that creates this little dent in the bottom of the circle.
Right, so start this move slow, like you did this first three. Then when you get really good, not when you hit one good shot, when you hit them all good, which is not easy to do, let it grow a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, and then if it gets worse, shrink it back down, find that home base again, and let it grow. You're gonna be amazed at how quickly this starts to translate into your downswing from the top, and how you start to really want to find those positions down by the ball rather than trying to hope you get there by a lot of effort and a lot of searching.
That's right.
So give this a try. Let us know how it goes in the comments below. We'll see you guys on the next one.
If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Also, if you have a question about the video or there's a topic you want us to cover in a future video, leave it down in the comments below. We read every single comment and we respond to them, and that's how we create new content for you in the future. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you know exactly when one of our new videos comes out. If you want more compression on your iron shots, more tour quality, solid iron shots every time you go out to play, we created a free video just for you. In the pinned comment below, you're gonna find a link. Click on the link, gonna be taken to another page. You're gonna enter your name and your email address. Once you do that, You're going to be taken instantly to the free video training where you're going to learn our #1 go-to drill to get more compression on your iron shots, which is going to allow you to hit more greens and have more fun playing the game.